on this your Bezier call, Bezier 2. Just click on this. Once you click on it, it will appear on your design screen. As you can see, it will appear on your design screen. And so let's do the anatomy. Let us talk about this particular stuff. This particular stuff called Bezier curve. This line, the whole line. Let us talk about it before we start talking about the Bezier mode. And so this line is the I prefer calling it Bezier curve. Some people call it Bezier lines, and then some people call it Bezier curve, but I do prefer using the word Bezier curve. And so there are a lot of stores here you guys need to practice, you guys need to work on. And so guys, here we have the Bezier point. We have the Bezier point. This is the Bezier point. This is the Bezier point. That little circle you are seeing is the Bezier point, the control point rather. Sorry, the control point. And this particular line you are seeing is what we call the control polygon. You can use it to control whatever you want to use it to control. You can use it to increase. You can use it to bring it to any shape you want to bring it to. And so I think you guys understand what I mean by that. We have this. We have control points and then the control polygon. Don't forget control polygon and control points. And so one other thing I want you to know about this Bezier curve is that it is always divided into two. Yes, it is always divided into two. Something like this. Oh, sorry. Something like this. Something like this. Divided this part and then this part. It is divided into two. And so each point is used to control each half. This particular control point is used to control this area, while this point is used to control this point. Once you click on a particular point, the Bezier polygon will surface, will show. Now let's take for instance. Now you can see once I click on this one, once I click on this, the Bezier curve, the Bezier polygon comes up, and then if I click on this one too, the Bezier curve will do what? Will come up. Let me click on it for you guys. As you can see, the Bezier polygon comes up, which is that. And one thing I want you guys to know is that, like I've said before, it is divided into half. This part, the right part and the left part. Okay, let us have it 100. Let us have it 100. So once it is divided into two, we have it 50 and 15 in each side. So let me toggle my grid line. Once I toggle the grid line, you can see that they are equal. This particular line is what divided it into equal. This particular line is what divided it into equal. So we have equal side here, and then we have equal side here. And so don't forget, we are still dealing with the anatomy of the Bezier curve. The anatomy, we've not talked about Bezier mode at all. These are the Bezier mode. We've not talked about it. We are dealing with the anatomy of the Bezier curve. There are a lot of stuffs you guys need to know about this Bezier stuff of a thing before you start using it. If you don't understand it, it will look somehow to you guys. And so let's go. And so now this right Bezier polygon can be used to control all the 50 aspects of the right side. I don't think you are getting me. Look at this Bezier polygon. It can be used to control all the 50%. This particular side alone, it can only be used to control it. Why this Bezier polygon that is here can be used to control only the 50% of this area. It is impossible for you to have a perfect control of the whole lines, of the whole curves, with just a single polygon lines. Just a single polygon line, you can't control this particular polygon. Okay, let me bring it up for you. Let me bring it clearly for you guys. This particular polygon, okay, so this particular polygon cannot control to this extent, cannot work for this one, and this one cannot work for this one as well. So you can only use this particular polygon, this one I'm highlighting, you can only use it to control all the area at this side, the right side. And then why you can only use this polygon to control this area, don't forget it is divided into two. I just decided to make it 100, and once you divide 100 you have 50-50, right? So this, the right side 50 and then the left side 50, and so the left polygon can only be used to control the 50-50 of the left side, while the right polygon can be used to control the right 50 right side. Are you getting? And so with that, you'll be able to know that okay, once you are using this, you can only control, you can see that the effect is only shown at the 50% side. Now let me click on this. You see it's not really affecting the other side. You are only using it to control this other side. It is not affecting. So once I bring this up, I can use this to bring this up too. I can bring this down, and then you see it, I brought this down while we still have this side up. I brought this side down and we are still having this side up, which shows that this particular polygon is not affecting this area at all. This particular polygon is not affecting this area at all. Don't forget, like I said, we have control point, which is this area, and then we have control polygons. This line you are looking at is what we call the control polygon. This one is the control point. And so once you touch control polygon will be toggled, which shows that are you ready. The thing is asking you, are you ready to work on this area? You can see once you click on it, it will show up. It will show up. And so one thing I want you guys to notice is that once you toggled your Bezier tool, okay, let me cancel it. Look at it, we are having a plain workspace. Now we are having a plain workspace. So once I click on the Bezier tool, automatically an arrow comes with it. Look at this control point. Look at this control point. Look at the control point. An arrow comes with it. Look at this, the little arrow you are seeing pointing. Are you getting it? Showing that is showing you the direction of the Bezier curve. It's showing you the direction of the Bezier curve. If you look at it clearly, okay, let me increase it. Okay, the more I'm increasing it, the more the stuff is reducing. Okay, and so okay, let me try to increase it from this side. Okay, so if you take a closer look, you will see this little arrow which is pointing to the direction of the Bezier curve. It's telling you where the curve is heading to, where the curve's headed to. So that shows that that's not the beginning. You get to know as we move on, you get to know more about it, but I'm just trying to show you that the arrow is pointing, is trying to tell you the direction, it's trying to tell you where the Bezier curve is following, like it's telling you to the right side, which shows that that's not the front. The other control point is what is the front. This one is just the back. And so let me reduce the size. And so now we have the, let's do a little revision. Revision, guys. The control polygon, the control point, this whole line you are seeing is what we call Bezier curve. And once you click on a particular, once you click on, and so guys, once you click on a particular point, the grid, the control polygon will be toggled. We comes up. Let me just use the word "we come up" instead. So once you click on it, it will come up, trying to ask you the question: are you ready to do what, to work on that point, like for editing or whatever you want to use it for. And so now let us talk about the Bezier mode. Don't forget the control, a little revision again so that you won't forget. A little revision: the control curve, the Bezier curve, the control point, and then the polygon, and each point is divided into half. The right side is only controlled by the right side polygon, while the left side is only controlled by the left side polygon. So it is impossible for you to work on the right point using the using the left polygon. It is impossible for you to use the left point using the right polygon. Hope you get that. And so now let us talk about the Bezier, what's it called, Bezier mode. This particular stuff, this particular stuff coming, sorry about that, this particular stuff is what we call the Bezier mode. And actually I don't want this video to be very much for you, so if at all I'm very fast in my explanation or the way I'm talking, I'm very sorry. It is for your own good. I'm just trying to reduce the size of the video so that it won't consume space and then consume lot of data. Hope you are getting it. And so look at this particular tool inside. Bezier curve is just a single tool on its own. We have it in CorelDRAW, we have it in Photoshop, lot of tools used for graphic design, we have it there. And so once you click on it, it will come with lot of other tools as well, just like sub tools. Once you click on it, okay, I want to use Bezier tool, it will come with some other stuff, like some other tools like sub, let me just use the word sub tools as well. And so once you just click on it, it will bring and out of those stuffs it will bring for you is where we have Bezier mode and those used for Bezier actions as well, those used for Bezier action. And so let's deal with this particular one. As you are looking at it, I'm sure you are not a stranger. You should have understand what this simply means, you should have understand what it means. Now looking at it, you see an arrow pointing to the top, pointing up, pointing to the right, pointing to the left, and pointing down too, which shows that it is what you can use to move your Bezier curve. You can see with it, once I click on it, I'm telling I'm giving a command of movement, like okay, I want to move it up, I want to move it down, I want to move it to the left, to the right. Like you just want to use it. Once you click on it, see, if you click on another thing, it won't be it. You can move it up and down, you can move it away from but once you click on it, you are giving it a command of movement, So once you click on that particular aspect of that mode, you are telling it that okay, we are in the movement mode. I'm sure you understand what we call mode, like a state of being, like a particular state of action. Are you getting it? When you are sleeping, you are in the sleeping mode. When you are awake, you are in the awake mode. Let me use the word awake mode. When you are working, you are in the working mode. Are you getting that? And when you are dead, you are in the dead mode. So like when we have our phone in airplane mode, are you getting it? When we have our airplane mode, low flight mode, which is that's the present condition the phone is. Now we are talking about Bezier mode. We have the movement, like the movement mode. You can use it to move it up and down, and so we have this mode whereby we use it to control other aspects. Let me bring out my tool. This particular mode, we use it to control points. Yes, let me use point controller. Yes, I will prefer using that word, point controller. We use it to control points. Just look at it. We use it to control points, and then if you click on the movement, you won't be able to control points from point to point. No, you can only use it to move. But once you click on it, it shows that you are giving it a control points mode. Like okay, I want to work on the on what I want to work on the points. I want to, from point to point, I want to work on the points from one point to another. That's what I'm saying. And this point controller also comes with what? Also come with other tools as well. Also come with other sub tool. Yeah, let me use that word, sub tool. This point controller also come with other tools as well. And so the first one is rotate. Like rotate, you want to use it to rotate. You want to rotate your stuff. You want to use it to rotate. Like for example, now you are having. Don't forget the arrow I said. The arrow I made mention of the other time. This particular arrow is the front, right? That's the back. Why we have this side to be front? Why we have that side to be front? Now, when you want to use this rotation aspect is that okay? For example, let's assume you want the back to be at the front, but once you click on it, it has a default arrangement. Once you click on your Bezier mode, okay, let's go. Yeah, I want to cancel. So once you click on it, it has a direction it's facing on its own. Where's the direction? This is the direction it's facing. Are you getting it? Because I told you guys, this is the back, and then this is the front. So it has a default direction it is facing, which is what, this direction. So this is the back, and then this is the front. Are you getting it? Now if you want to have the front to be where the back is, are you getting it? If you want the front to be where the back is, you might probably be asking why the reason, why will I have to change the positions, the direction? Once we continue, you will know the reason why. Once we get to another the other features, the class features, where we have creation of simple shapes, you will understand why you have to change the direction, you have to rotate it up and down. And so you once you click on this aspect, this is rotate. Once you click on it, you can be able to rotate it in degree, so that you'll be able to rotate it in degree. You can't use your hand to rotate it. No, don't forget, you are still working on the point. Once you click on it, the point, you can work on the point. You can still work on the point. This is just the sub 2 under point controller. This is just the sub 2. Okay, so once you click on it, okay, it's like I'm using things up. Okay, I've started dealing with actions already. Sorry about that. So once you have this, let me go back slightly for you guys so that you can understand a little bit. It's like I've missed some stuff up. So once you click on this movement, you can move it up, and so once you click on actions, once you click on this movement too, there are a lot of actions too, but I seriously don't want to deal with that now. Let's deal with that in the action area. And so this action this mode, this control point mode, you can only work on the control point. And this other mode as well, this particular mode, yes, you can see it has a point, and then it has a plus there, which is it shows that you want to add another point, like you want to extend your point. I don't think you are getting that. Okay, let me go. This is it. You have to, once you click on it, you can extend your point. Once you click on it, you can extend your point. Are you getting it? You can extend your point. You can add another point to it. You can bring out another, let me use another polygon, and another Bezier curve. This is the Bezier curve, the default curve. This is the Bezier curve, the first one that comes with it. This is it, right? This is it. But you know, it is impossible for you to form a whole, let's use triangle for example, a shape. For a shape, it is impossible for you to use this particular one for a whole shape. If you want to create a triangle, it is impossible with this particular one. Are you getting it? Now you want to create a triangle, like 3 shapes, right? You know, triangle is 3 shapes. Now you want to create a triangle. Don't forget, I've told you this is the front, this is where it is heading to. Are you getting that? This is where it is heading to. So now once you click on it, it tells you that okay, you want to add another Bezier curve, another Bezier line to it, because a single Bezier curve is not enough for you to form the shape you want to form. So you want another one so that it will be enough for you. So once you just click on it, you tap your screen. So once you just click on it, let me go back again. Once you click on this particular area, once you click on it, you are given a command of addition, like you want to add another point to it. So once you just click on it, you tap on your screen, just a single tap. A double tap means you want to add 2 Bezier curve. Yes, let me give you, for example, this is a single tap. Once this line is still, once you are still here in this particular place, once you are still here, the command is still valid. So once you tap 2 times, it will give another point again. Are you getting it? It will give another point again. Even if it is 100 times you tap one, if it is 100 times, as long as you keep tapping, it will keep on extending the point. As long as you keep tapping, even if it is millions of times, it will still keep on extending the point for you. So let me remove the point for you. So once the command is still there, you tap another point again. Are you getting it? You tap another point. Now you can go back to your point controller. You want to control the point, you tap on it. and then you can use it to move the direction. We've not gotten to that area where I will teach you how to move the directions. So you can now move. Don't forget you are using the Bezier, the control diagonal. It is the control diagonal you will use. But sometimes I don't click on the control diagonal. I will just place my hand somewhere around this area, and I will just be using it to move it up to wherever I want to use it. So once I place my hand there, I can move it. My hand is not on the control polygon. My hand is just somewhere around it. So once I place my hand there, I can use it to. Once you place your hand on it, it will be impossible for you to. It will be very difficult for you to see the line because your finger will be blocking the line. So you have to place your hand somewhere very close but around it. You can't put your hand here. If you put your hand there, it means you want to control this polygon. But if you have your hand here, it means you want to control this polygon. Or perhaps you put your hands here. If you put your hands here, it means you want to control this polygon as well, this particular polygon. But if your hand is here, it means you want to control this particular polygon, this polygon. And so once you click on it, and then so you can extend your line. You can do whatever you want to do with this particular line. And so just let me give you a little revision once again. I just want you guys to get this clearly so that it won't look like as if it's just a rush up of something. The first one, this particular one is a movement command mode. Like you want to move your Bezier curve. Don't forget it is called Bezier curve. You want to move it. Some people call it lines, but I prefer calling it curve because once you toggle it, once you click on it, it will come in form of curve, not straight line. It will come in form of line of curves, like, or it will move upward and downward, just like something like zigzag, but not a perfect zigzag line. And so the next one, this particular one is point controller. You use it to control your point. And don't forget, you can only use the right polygon controller to control the right side, the 50. Don't forget I divided it into 50 for you guys. You can only use it to control the right side 50, and then the left side polygon can only be used to control the left side area. And so once you click on this particular, it means you want to work on the point. Even if you extend the point, this particular one I just highlighted, I just click on this one, is the point extension. You use it to add another point. This particular one, you use it to add another point. So once you click on it and you tap your screen, you've gotten another Bezier curve, right? You can't work on the point. You can't work on it. And one thing I want you guys to notice is that, look at it, the more you add points, the more arrow you have. Look at this arrow we are having here. It's telling you it's pointing to the right side, alright? And this particular arrow here is pointing up, which is telling you, it's giving you the direction of where you are going. It's trying to tell you, okay, you are now moving up. The first one is telling you your lines is to the right side. It's telling you your line is to the right side, while the second one is trying to tell you that your line is to the upside. And so the next one, I think we are done with the Bezier mode, but I just want you guys to understand something, that this particular mode, this Bezier mode are very powerful stuff you guys need to learn. Don't just limit this learning to this video alone. After the video you can go and practice. Perfection comes when you practice. If you don't practice, it will just look like as if you just you plant something without watering it, without rain in the dry season, and you expect it to grow. Fine, sometimes it might comes up, it will give you hope, like, yes, fine, something is coming up. But if you don't water it, it will just dry up like that. That's how it works. If you thought that you've watched the video and you are perfect with it, no, it doesn't work like that. You practice. Repetition leads to perfection. Yes, that's what I do say. When you practice something, it will lead to when you practice something, when you repeat, you keep on doing it, it will become part of you. There's nothing you can do once you've practiced it. Just keep on practicing. Even if it is stealing you want to do, if you keep on practicing stealing, if it is stealing you want to learn how to do, if you keep on practicing, if you steal today, if you steal tomorrow, it will become your blood, and then it will be impossible for you to get caught. And so just keep on practicing. And so one other thing, another thing is okay, we've talked about the Bezier mode. We've talked about the Bezier mode, this whole stuff, and I'm sure you guys really understand it. You guys really understand it. Just like I said, I don't want very much video. Okay, now we are now in 25. Okay, we are now in 25 minutes. A quick revision, guys, so that you guys can understand it. Quick revision. So let me cancel the whole thing. This is your Bezier tool. Once you just get it, you see there. Once you get it, you see there. That's it. It's beside the arrow. And so my phone is in landscape. As majority of you are using PixelLab, the Pro version, I actually prefer this one. I don't know why. I've used the Pro version before, and I don't know, maybe it's the color that pushed me off, or I don't know what really pushed me off. I seriously don't like. Yes, it comes with a lot of features, lot of fonts, lot of I don't know, lot of stores that are well okay, but I still prefer this particular one. All I will just keep on doing is just keep on updating it. And so I don't know how it looks, how your Bezier tools looks on your own version. If it is a Pro version, I don't know how it looks, but this is how my own looks. Just click on it, and by default it will come in these shapes, and then it will give you your Bezier curve. Don't forget, this is the curve. If I should call it line, that means it's also a line, but if I should call it line, that means it comes in straight line or whatever. But I just prefer calling it curves because it's not a perfect line. And don't forget, there's an arrow which is telling you the direction of the direction of the curve, where it is. And then one thing is that the arrow is trying to tell you that if you tap, like for example, if you are in the point addition tab, this particular area, if you are there, what the arrow is trying to tell you is that this is where you want to add points. Another point, this is where you want to add points, not this place. Are you getting it? Not this point, not this area. So once you just click on it, it will give you there, and you can just click on the point controller, and then you can just use your polygon to change the direction. Look at so I want to now. Okay, now let us look at something. Take a look at this arrow, that particular short arrow. Take a look at it. Now take a look at my own. Take a look at this. Once I'm moving the polygon, the direction of the arrow is changing. As I'm moving it around, the direction of the arrow is changing. Are you getting that? Which is also let me, what should I call it, a pointer trying to show you where your lines is facing, like where your line should be. So if at all you don't know how to position your lines, just look at the arrow, just keep on looking at the arrow, and then just place your hand on the screen and use it to move the polygon. So once your arrow is pointing to the direction of where you want it, then you are good to go. So take a look at this too. You can see the more I'm moving the lines, the more the arrow is changing. The more I'm moving the polygon, and then the arrow is changing. So I think with this, you guys are really good to go. You've learned, or you are about the Bezier mode. I should have dealt with the basal action, but the time for the video will be very long. And it will take a lot of space on your phone, and it will consume a lot of data for you and also for me as well. And so quick revision, we have the Bezier curve, the control points, and then the control polygon, the Bezier curve its own, and then we have that particular arrow pointing to that direction, and then we have the 50-50 side, of the control point, the 50-50 side. And I told you guys that this particular point and the polygon on it can only be used to control this area, while this point and then the polygon, once you tap on it, and then the polygon can only be used to control that area as well. And so 50-50, I just want it to be very simple for you guys. There's nothing like division 100 50-50. No, I just want it to be very clear for you guys, so that you won't be mistaken. I get in. And so Well, what other things there are? Okay, so we dealt with the Bezier mode, the movement, you can use it to move, the point controller. You see, even the more immediately you click on the point controller, the control polygon comes of itself by default, which shows that yes, it understand what you want to do, control the polygon. And once you click on this, it means you want to add another point to it. So another point to it. And so that's it.